So, the final race of the season for the big bangers. And with Paolo Piazzamuso already the champion, his brother Claudio takes the wheel. A bad start by Kasi Coetzee, and that allows Piazzamuso to get closer. They'll have to fight their way through the field, and this is what it looks like from the viewpoint of the Toyota dealer team driver. Bucks Carolyn leading in his lubrication equipment Chenoweth, also ahead in the super special category. Then Coetzee in the dealer team Toyota Hilux and Claudio Piazzamuso in the creepy crawly Ford Courier. Carolyn is reveling in the conditions, and he's not going to let the two super trucks off the hook easily. They'll have to come and get him. Coetzee knows that Piazzamuso isn't much of a threat either, the Ford driver not seeming to be able to close. When Bucks Carolyn gets going, it's very hard to catch him. And on the tight AA Kyalami circuit, getting past him is not going to be easy. The super trucks have the edge on power, but handling and acceleration are the Chenoweth strong points. Down the hill, and Carolyn can brake much later, while the lightweight frame of his Chenoweth and the power delivery of his six-cylinder Porsche engine allow him to get out of the corners much quicker. This situation could allow Piazzamuso to get closer to Coetzee. Up the hill, and Carolyn is holding his line. Although they don't race in the same category, Carolyn would dearly like to beat the super trucks. It does seem as if Piazzamuso is closer to Coetzee. Carolyn already has 2 wins under his belt in the super special category, but thoughts of a threat from his class competitors have long gone. He takes the defensive line. That could be a mistake. Coetzee gets out of the right-hander much faster, and down the hill he simply shoots past Carolyn. Coetzee in the lead, and more importantly, he's placed Carolyn between himself and Claudio Piazzamuso. Carolyn gets it very sideways, but Piazzamuso isn't close enough to pounce. A good tactical move by Coetzee in the dealer team Toyota Hilux. Piazzamuso in the creepy crawly Ford Courier has to get past Carolyn in the lubrication equipment Chenoweth, but he doesn't seem to have the power. Richard Leek leading the production vehicle category in his Castrol Toyota Hilux. He finished second in both previous heats. Max Moore in his WPP Wingfoot, second in the super special category, third in heat 1 and second in heat 2. It's a very cramped space to work in, and the mud on the windscreen doesn't make it easier either. Seventh lap, and a huge plume of steam coming from the creepy crawly Ford Courier of Claudio Piazzamuso. Another disaster for the team, following the punctures they suffered in both the previous races. It's turning out to be a weekend they'd rather forget. Leek is still leading the production vehicles. He's being lapped by Carolyn, and Henry Zamatin in his Chev is in the background. The soon-to-be crowned champion is running on only 2 cylinders. Carolyn's still going strong in his lubrication equipment Chenoweth, a long way ahead of Moore in the super special category. Leek is also having a good race, benefiting from Zamatin's problems. Carolyn has a good chance of catching up with Claudio Piazzamuso, who has to deal with a Ford engine rapidly losing its power. But although there's no points for overall position, Carolyn will be very happy to finish second behind the Toyota dealer team Toyota Hilux of Kasi Coetzee. Claudio Piazzamuso is rapidly running out of steam. Radiator fluid is leaking, and this seems terminal. He's pulling off the circuit to limit the damage to the engine, and it's a great pity that the super trucks couldn't have a grand finale to the season. But Kasi Coetzee isn't complaining. This is a master in action, driving a vehicle superbly prepared and maintained by Tony George and his team. Bucks Carolyn is also having fun, and if this category can grow next year, spectators are in for a treat. Richard Leek taking the Castrol Toyota Hilux to its first victory of the day. And Kasi Coetzee once again victorious in the dealer team Toyota Hilux and making it 3 in a row for the day. Coetzee missed out on the first half of the season, but once his truck arrived, he showed what it could do. So Coetzee took it from Piazzamuso, who did enough to finish second, while Leek won from Zamatin in the production category, and Carolyn from Moore in the super specials.
Kasi, baie geluk. Dit was redelijk makkelijk vandaag.
Ja, ek het nie gedink dit gaan so maklik wees nie. Ongelukkig het die oppositie 'n bietjie probleme gehad. Anders sou dit 'n baie goeie titaniese stryd gewees het tussen ons voertuie.
After 7 events, Paolo Piazzamusso took over the crown in the super truck category from Coetzee, who finished third behind Linton Draper, despite not competing for the full season. In a closely fought championship battle this year, Carolyn took the title from a very consistent defending champion, Wolf Peter Fumfai.
Formula works fantastically, and I'd just love to see more guys building cars. It is inexpensive. I don't know why we haven't got more guys coming, but I've heard there's 3 cars being built for next year, and it's going to make it more exciting. The more cars on it makes it more spectacular.
Zamatin successfully defended his title, finishing ahead of Leek, with Frank de Kleef third. One can only hope that this category will also grow next year.